Molecular Hope: How Tiny Crustaceans Adapt to Climate Change. Imagine a world where tiny ocean creatures, often overlooked, hold the key to our planet's survival in the face of climate change. Scientists have made a groundbreaking discovery that could redefine our understanding of how species adapt to rapidly changing environments. In a study published on July 15, 2025, in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, researchers found that marine copepods, those minuscule crustaceans that form the backbone of the ocean food web, use not just genetic changes, but also epigenetic modifications to weather the storms of climate change. But here's where it gets controversial. These two mechanisms work independently, yet in harmony, offering a dual strategy for resilience. This is a story of molecular hope in the face of a rapidly changing planet, said Melissa Pespenny, the study's senior author and an associate professor of biology at the University of Vermont. We found that evolution is not working from one toolbox, but two, and they're complementary. Traditionally, scientists have focused primarily on genetic changes, permanent alterations to DNA, to explain how species adapt. However, this study is one of the first to track both genetic and epigenetic changes over multiple generations in a controlled setting. The results suggest that epigenetic changes, temporary chemical modifications to DNA that can turn genes on or off, play a crucial role in helping copepods survive and potentially adapt genetically in the long term. To conduct the experiment, Pespenny and her team at the Geomar Helmholtz Center for Ocean Research Kiel in Germany and the University of Connecticut raised populations of Acartia tonsa, a common marine copepod, in laboratory buckets. Some buckets were subjected to warmer temperatures, others to more acidic conditions, and some to both. Over the course of a year, these fast-reproducing animals went through 25 generations, allowing the researchers to observe both genetic and epigenetic changes. The findings were striking. The team discovered that while both genetic and epigenetic changes occurred, they did so in different regions of the genome. This suggests that these mechanisms are independent, but work together to help copepods cope with environmental stress. Epigenetic changes were particularly prevalent in genes related to stress responses and the regulation of transposable elements, bits of DNA that can move around within the genome. That's really powerful, Pespenny explained. It shows that the epigenetic variation was not just dragged along with the genetic variation. These are independent mechanisms that the organism is using to cope. The implications of this research are profound. It challenges the traditional view of evolution and resilience, suggesting that epigenetics is not just a side note in biology, but a critical component. We're not rewriting Darwin, but we are expanding the modern synthesis to include this player, Pespenny said. This might sound like neo-Lamarckian heresy, the discredited idea that traits acquired during a lifetime can be passed to future generations. But what the study shows is that molecular and physiological traits, such as how an organism responds to temperature stress, can be passed down through epigenetic means, at least temporarily. Copepods are not just any creatures. They are the foundation of the marine food web, supporting fish, whales, and seabirds. They also play a crucial role in cycling nutrients and carbon in the ocean. Without copepods, the ocean ecosystem as we know it would collapse. The fact that copepods can survive and adapt across generations, even during short, intense heat waves, could be a game changer for maintaining biodiversity and ecosystem function in a warming world. Allowing an organism to survive a few extra generations during a stress event could preserve genetic diversity and buy time for longer-term adaptation, Pespenny noted. This research offers a glimmer of hope in the face of global changes. While genetic diversity has long been seen as the primary source of evolutionary potential, epigenetic diversity might offer a hidden reserve of strength, one that can be tapped quickly, flexibly, and repeatedly. And that's important, Pespenny concluded, because it shows these organisms may be more resilient than previously expected. What do you think? Could epigenetic changes be the key to unlocking the resilience of other species facing climate change? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Ocean Microheroes: How Copepods Use Two Evolution Tools to Survive Climate Change. Microscopic ocean creatures such as copepods may hold the secret to overcoming climate change through a dual strategy of genetic adaptation and epigenetic flexibility. Led by researcher Melissa Pespeni at the University of Vermont, a study revealed that these tiny organisms do more than evolve genetically. They employ a second set of molecular tools to adjust rapidly across generations. Over 25 generations under simulated future ocean conditions, scientists found clear evidence that copepods aren't just adapting genes, but also altering DNA through reversible chemical modifications, epigenetic tags, enabling them to survive extreme environmental stressors. This discovery offers hope in climate research, suggesting evolution isn't working with one tool, but two, which complement each other and allow rapid adaptation.